too many notes. So hopefully you'll be able to see my screen. Okay, so the reason why I started trading was simply because I got to the stage where I saw all these new companies, these new opportunities popping up here and there. I got my fingers burnt a little bit on a company that I joined. It was all going well, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And I guess the other reason I got into trading as well is because seeing Bitcoin going up and down, you know, one day you'd be celebrating, and then the next day you'd be commiserating. And I think that up and down and the volatility of the market really got me thinking about, well, how can I use this to my advantage? Got chatting to a friend of mine, someone on my network that I really trust. And she's the kind of person that, you know, doesn't talk BS and just gives you the facts when you ask her the facts. And she was doing really well at trading, using a really straightforward system. And I just thought, well, this sounds like the kind of thing I might be interested in. Although for me, I'm not techie at all. So even though I've got a background in tax, you know, with numbers, I'm the kind of person that if I need to split a bill when I'm out with my buddies, I will literally get my phone out and I'll be typing in the numbers, and, you know, I won't be able to work it out in my head. So I was worried whether I'd get trading, whether I'd be able to understand the technical aspects of it. You know, I am educated and I am clever, but I'm not very techie, you know. So if you're sat listening and you're thinking, well, I'm not very techie either, don't worry. Everything that I'm going to show you is really straightforward. It may take you a couple of times to watch the video. It may take you a couple of times to practice, but it's all about the practice and the learning. So if you're the kind of person that likes to learn, likes to learn new stuff, likes to earn money as well as learning and sharing it with others, then this is just a perfect opportunity for you. So that's how I got into it. And so far it's been going really well. I mean, if you've been seeing my updates in the group and stuff, I want to get myself to the stage where I'm earning 6% return a day consistently. Obviously, I've been recording since the 1st of March and I'm way on target, but I want that to be a consistent thing. And I just want to show you why. So for those of you who are new to the concept of compounding, hopefully you can see my screen. Compounding, if you're new to it, is basically taking an amount of money, earning, say, a fixed percentage of it. So say we're saying 6%, earning 6%, and say the next day you've got that initial seed money plus your 6%, and then the next day you're earning 6%, so you've got your seed money plus the 6% plus 6%, and it all adds up. And that's really how you build long-term wealth. It's not about working harder, earning more money. It's about compounding. So when you hear the word compound, your ears really should prick up, especially if you're relating it to crypto as well. And this is why. So this is why I'm pretty excited at the moment. So I'm not the kind of person that's motivated by money for the money and the figures, but just what the experiences and the opportunities it gives you. So this is just an example. So I want to get to the stage where I've got a pot of 600, which I've got already, and I'm earning 6% a day. So over a year, 220 work days, not including weekends, and reinvesting it 100% will bring you to this figure, which is just insane. And that's starting with a relatively low figure. So with the beauty of trading is that you can actually start with any figure. So, you know, I started with about $1,000, which is about £800, I think. But you can start with less. You know, you can start however you want. The two things you need, and I'm going to show you one of those tools tonight, is a wallet called Poloniex. And the reason why I use Poloniex is because of how the graphs look. And I'm going to talk about the graphs in a little bit more detail in a moment, but I like the way the graphs look. So you can use different exchanges. You don't have to use Poloniex, but I just like the way it looks. So I'm going to show you that. So basic principles of trading then, if you're new to trading, is basically, when I say trading, I just mean buying coins when there's either a dip or there's a low, and then selling it for a profit. So the system that I use, and I'm going to show you, is based on making a 1% return. So you're in and out, you're not holding coins for a long period of time. You literally get in when there's a dip, sell it at 1% profit, and then go on to your next trade. So you're not holding long term. You know, most of my trades turn around within a couple of hours. Sometimes you can actively watch them on screen, and that's a bit frightening and exciting all at the same time. But most of the time, you've got this turnaround within the day. Sometimes they take a bit longer, but most of the time you're turning around in the day. Obviously, there's a risk, you know, so I've got a caveat. Anything I show you, there's a risk that you could lose your money. You need to do your own research. So crypto-wise, whenever you're doing anything in crypto, you have to, when you put money into something, you have to be willing that you're not going to see that money back. And so that really needs to be factored in when you're doing trading as well. So you need to think, well, I've got this pot of money and I'm going to have a play with it. And that's how you should see it. It shouldn't be, right, this is exactly what I'm going to earn, because who knows, the market goes up and down. So that's my caveat before I start. I don't want people shouting at me when you're not making any money. So here's my screen. Hopefully you can see my screen. I'm going to show you one of the tools that I use. And you don't need this tool, but it just makes things a hell of a lot simpler. So for me, I've got 2 kids, busy working around them, trying to sleep, trying to eat, trying to keep myself clean. It just makes things a lot simpler, and I'm going to show you how it works now. And I'm going to show you the charts as well. I'm not going to go anything really techy, so if you're here because you want like a technical overview of how everything works, then you're probably in the wrong group. You're with the wrong person. So basically, this is the tool that I use. You can hopefully see my screen. I've just chose Poloniex, but you can also trade on Bittrex and Binance as well with this system. But equally, just remember that most of the coins are usually on 1 or 2 or 3 of the platforms. So it's not like you've just got to focus on one of the platforms. You can literally look on any of these platforms. So I am going to just focus on Poloniex because that's where I've got my exchange. And basically what this tool does, it literally scours the whole of the trading platform on what you're trading on. So in my circumstance, I'm trading on Poloniex, and it looks for potential trades. So it looks for things where the coin is dipping, where the graphs are doing things where it looks like if you buy and sell, you're going to make a profit. So I'm going to show you live what this looks like. Most of these, and I'll kind of explain what this means, most of these, it's anticipated dip, that means a dip. I wonder if we've got a dip. And remember, this is live, so you have to bear with me if I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm going to go with a coin that I know. So DCI is a coin that I've been trading with quite successfully recently. So basically this tool will tell you, give you a good idea of a pair. So this is DCR and Bitcoin. That's a trade that you then look at and see whether you want to buy and sell it, and I'll explain that to you now. So what I do then is I go over to Poloniex and I just look for the coin that's on the tool that I'm using. And it will give you some information. So don't worry if this chart just looks complete gobbledygook. I'm going to go over it now. So basically you have to figure around with the graphs, so with the charts a little bit. So what you have to do when you click on this little tog here, you have to have this button ticked, SMA period 50 and the Bollinger Bands. I'm not going to go into why you need that because it's not really that important. And then when you're viewing the graph, if you view on 5 minutes and 6 hours, again, I'm not going to go into too much about why that's important, but I will just want to show you the theory behind how and why this works. So when I go down here, it will give you 2 figures. So it will give you a buy figure, So this is the price at which you can buy the coin at, and this is the price at which you can sell the coin at. And so your main goal with trading is to buy it at a low and then sell it at a 1% profit. So basically all I do, once I've identified with the tool what would be like a good trading pair, I go and I have a look at the order book as well, and you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but this number here, this 0.00638233, is usually the corresponding buy price, even though this are the sell orders. And this number here, the 0.0063,107, is usually what the sell price is. So supply and demand, if there are loads and loads of sell orders going through, people are getting rid of their coins, you know, people don't want these coins anymore from an order book perspective, the price is just going to keep going down, down and down and down. If people are buying these coins and they're loving them and they're saying, oh my God, this is the best coin ever, they're telling all their friends who are buying them, and you know, they keep buying more and more and more, the price is going to go up. So just knowing those very two basic facts, sell orders go up, price goes down, buy orders go up, price goes up, you can start looking at and predicting what would be a good place to buy. So what I do is I look at the current price of what to buy, which is usually this figure here, so 638,203. I then scroll up and have a look at, okay, well, at the top here, there's a summary of what the last price it was bought for and basically the highest price it was sold for in 24 hours. And if between these two figures, so the price I've bought it for and the price potentially it could go for because it's already sold for that much within the last 24 hours, if there's more than a 1% profit within those two figures, then it's potentially a good buy. Hopefully you can see that. I'll show you that in a second in this tool that I'm using. But the other thing that you look at as well when you're looking at this graph, so don't worry about what all these up and downs mean. You're looking at this, I don't know if you can see this grey bar that shoots up. So you can see better on this bit. I don't know if you can see that, two bars that's shooting up in the middle. Those two are volume. So if you've got a stage in a coin where the price is going down, you can see this here, look, the price keeps on going down, 167, 165, 163, 162, 161, and then eventually you'll get to a stage where it almost stops and it will start going back up, and you'll see this book moving up. That is a good price to then buy, and you'll then start seeing this figure, this grey box here, shooting up. So what this looks like in reality is if I bought this at 638,150, what I do, and don't worry if you don't get this first time, because you'll need to probably watch it a few times just to get it in your head. But if you bought it for the 638,130, there's a little tool that I also use within this system. Can't remember the name of the coin. DCI, yeah. This little tool will basically tell you. Oh, hang on. No, something's gone wrong. It's just kicked me out. 1 second. Okay. So what this tool does here, it will tell you at what price, if you bought it at 638,130, 150, at what price would you have to sell it at in order to break even, to get a 0.3% profit, 0.5% profit, or a 1% profit? So you would have to sell it at 647,112. So what I do then is I go back to the exchange. So just go back to where all the figures are. And I would just check whether it was below this figure. Bearing in mind if all the other things stacked up, so you know that the order book was going down still, then this might freeze a little bit. So what did we say before? So it has to be more than 647,112. So this, the highest point it was in 24 hours was 683,716, and we're saying that in order to buy this coin and sell it at a profit, it has to be sold for 647,112, which there is enough wiggle room in there. So what I would do is I would buy some. I would make sure that I refresh the page first, because sometimes it gets stuck. These systems, by the way, are always updating. Like every 5 minutes the figures refresh, so you've always got to refresh it. So I would just buy, I'll just buy one coin now to start with, and then just buy it, and then it will come up. Uh-oh, that's taking a while. Oh man, it does this sometimes. Right. What happens is, because the market's moving so quickly, sometimes it buys it at another price. So just ignore that, because the system's playing up a little bit. So I just bought a little bit of a coin for oh, one sec. The 638,150. So like I said, I now have to sell it for 647,112. And these tools, by the way, also the reason why I use these tools is because this factors in the fees. So you haven't got to think, right, that's less fees. This is inclusive of fees. So then I go back to the exchange and I literally just sell it. So click on this button here. Oh, frozen. Yeah, click on this button here. But I changed the price of it to what it told me to change it for to get the 1% profit. And then I sell it. And then what that does, it automatically puts your order into the system, and it says as soon as the price of this coin reaches 647,112, you have to sell my 0.6189742 DCR, and then you can just leave it. And that in effect is what trading is. It's as easy as that. Hopefully that looked easy. Maybe I'll make it look easy. And then what I do then, and I'll have to show you this separately because it's not that easy to show you on the screen, because you're not going to be able to see my phone. I then go into the Blockfolio app, and if you've used the Blockfolio app, you'll know what it's about. Basically, it has all the different exchanges on. I just add the coin, and I'll do a little video off my phone to show you this. I add the coin into my phone, and then I set a reminder, basically. Set a reminder to say, notify me, please, Blockfolio, when the price of DCR has got above 0.00647,112. And then what will happen is your phone, the app that you've downloaded, I think I told you in the group what you needed to download. your app will then notify you when it gets above that price. And the reason I do that then is because I know that something sold and I've earned some money, basically. And that is the whole process, end to end. That is everything you need to know about trading in 20 minutes. Obviously, this tool, oh, there's a dip there. I'm going to show you that one in a minute. Obviously, this tool isn't completely without flaws. It's created based on the figures that are from the market. So you can't just, for example, take these figures at face value. You have to look at the coins and you have to look at the order books like I've shown you, and you have to actually know the theory behind what you should be doing, but at least it gives you the tools to identify the potential trades. I'm going to show you this one, the dips, so they're usually easier to see. So this one's Monero. So again, I just go to the exchange and I find XMR. And I think someone's asked a question. I'll have a look in a second at the question. So you just find XMR, which is Monero. And by the way, when you trade, you have to kind of turn off everything you know about coins. You have to literally just look at the charts, and you have to go by the charts rather than thinking, right, that's not a coin I want to buy. You need to go off the market data rather than what you think about the coin. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left. So this is a really good example. I like this example. This coin, you'd have to watch like the order books to make sure you got you'd have to see when the order book keeps going down. You then have to check whether there was a good enough profit between the figure that you buy and then the all-time high to make sure there's enough wriggle room. But can you see how on a dip the volume is shooting upwards? It's gone above the last band, the bottom band. That's a really good sign, because when people are buying and it's shooting the volume up, it means that the price is going to keep going up and up and up. The other thing I look at as well when I'm looking at the order books are places where people have placed really, really big orders. 7 Bitcoin, I mean, that's quite a lot of money. That's about 70 grand. I look at when these big whales, they're called, come in and they buy a lot of the coins, because then you can tell, okay, if these people are spending a lot of money on this coin, I need to get in quickly. And you'll see it happening. You can see the prices going down here, and then you'll see the prices starting to go up, quite a big jump. Can you see that? 3055, 885. I mean, that was a massive jump within like 2 seconds. So I appreciate that's probably, you're probably looking at that and you're thinking, oh my God, am I going to get that? But what I've told you comes with a lot of practice. How exciting, looks rather simple. Due practices. Excellent, glad. Do you have to verify your account Pollinix before you can use it? Yeah, you do have to. And at the moment it looks like, because the exchanges are really, really busy, it might take a few weeks. So it might be worth looking at the other exchanges. So just quickly on the tool that I use, and you don't have to use this tool to trade whatsoever. You know, you can do it completely free. You can literally, from what I've told you, like the basics of trading, you could go through the main coins, and you could basically look at the graphs, and you could look at the highs and lows, and you could calculate it yourself. But this tool automatically gives you the info up front. There is a cost to it, but I personally think the cost outweighs the faffing around. So I pay, I think it's $39 a month, and you can cancel it whenever you like. You know, it's just a rolling contract if you want it. Okay, do you generally get all your orders filled when putting in a sale price? No, not always, Tom. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to literally get rid of all your coins and keep them, you know, keep it buying and selling, but that's not always the case. So I'll show you my account quickly. This is what my balances look like. I mean, I haven't got a massive amount of money in here. Got about $2,000. And this is my open order book. So I think some of mine are a week old, just less than a week old, because I bought on an anticipated dip. So obviously when you buy an anticipated dip, you have to wait until it then dips, and then you have to wait for it to come back up. So you could wait a fair few days for that to happen. But at the moment, I mean, I did a trade today, and I basically took not a bit of a punt, because obviously I looked at the market and I looked at the figures and I made an educated guess. But basically I put about $800 on one trade, and that worked out well. So I bought 740, about 800, 900 Ripple, and sold it within the same day. And that was about $800. So, you know, I'd made a profit by putting my whole balance on there. I mean, what a lot of people do when they're trading, say if you had $100, they would probably split it into like 3 or 4 trades, so at least to spread your risk over the different coins. And this tool that I use is constantly evolving, so it works for 24 hours. So, you know, I have crazy times when I get up. You know, sometimes when I've fed Izzy, I'll get up and if I'm awake and I can't sleep, I'll log on and I'll trade at like 4 in the morning, or I'll look at the market. So it's 24 hours. So if you've got weird sleeping patterns like me, it's kind of perfect for that. So we've got about 4 minutes. Does anyone have any other questions? Just fire them at me. And I guess the reason why I started to do this, I think I was explaining this at the beginning, is because there are lots and lots of opportunities out there, and I'm not one for knocking other opportunities, but like I said, the reason why I got involved in trading is because I got to the stage where I felt like the control was being taken away from me. I was putting my money into something and just hoping on a wing and a prayer that the market would either go up in value, or you know, I would earn money in commissions, and sometimes it doesn't always work out like that. And so for me, trading has been one of those things that I've been able to put exactly what money in that I want. I've been able to control it, and the money's always in my pocket. I haven't given it to someone else, you know. I've kept it to myself, and that works for me because I am a bit of a control freak. But there are so many things out there that take the money off you, and you're not sure you're going to get them back as well. So is it? Yeah, it is Icoinpro that I use, Tom. I don't know if you've seen that before. What exchanges do I use? So Christina, I just use Poloniex for this at the moment. But you can also use Bittrex and Binance. I have got a Binance account, and it works well for holding the coins that I've got. But there's something about Binance that I don't like the look of. I don't know why. It's just something in my head that it just looks, I mean, it has actually updated recently. If you use Binance and you look at it, it's completely different to look at, but it just doesn't look as professional as the others. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Mel, Lou, I'd just like to say thank you, such great value. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Nina. Ah, yes. Thank you, Tom. Been great. Kim, this has been great. Thank you, Louise. You've helped make this a lot less intimidating. Excellent. And the most important thing, guys, is I mean, I spent the first month literally reading and looking at all the information in here. Oh yeah, the other thing I should say about this tool that I use is it's got loads and loads of extra training as well. So everything that I've shown you is how I do it, but they also go through the system in their way as well. Are there any trading fees? So yeah, Christina, there'll be trading fees on any wallet or any exchange that you use, but the beauty of the tools that I've shown you before is it factors in the price of the fees. So when I'm saying I'm making like 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, I made 20% the other week on a Litecoin trade. That's net of fees, so that's like actual profit. Right, I've got less than a minute. Absolute superstar, always giving. Oh, thank you, babe. Mwah! Love ya. Carol, thanks. I missed the beginning, but we'll catch up. Okay, cool. Guys, I'm going to end it there because we've got less than a minute. I'm going to download the video, and I promise you, you need to probably watch it again. You need to probably watch it a few times. Maybe you don't. Maybe I've explained it really, really well that it's stuck. But get out there, practice it. If you want details on the Icoinpro, the tools that I use, I'll give you those details. $39 a month really isn't a lot to spend. You know, it's about 20 quid in English money. You can end it when you like. And it saves so much hassle and so much time. So if you're like me and you need it straightforward, then for me, it's an absolute